The story begins on a mysterious island in the middle of the ocean, where a huge stadium is packed with people. At the signal of an employee, a 3-meter-long shark is pulled up as bait, right after a massive creature suddenly bursts out of the water. While the audience platform slowly lowers underground, the giant creature named Mosasaurus swallows the shark in one bite as the crowd roars. In the future world, a technology company uses genetic engineering to bring dinosaurs back to life. They buy an entire island and turn it into a dinosaur theme park. Thanks to the dinosaurs, the island quickly becomes the world's biggest tourist attraction, drawing tens of millions of visitors every year. However, after 20 years of safe operation, the dinosaurs become familiar and the public is no longer as excited as before. To stop the decline in revenue, the doctor's team mixes genes from different species to create a new dinosaur called Indominus Rex, hoping to spark visitors' curiosity again. But no one expects this creature to become the biggest threat to the entire park. When he comes to check, the park owner realizes Indominus Rex is huge and extremely intelligent, having tried many times to break through the glass to escape. Worried about the danger, he calls a former Navy trainer who works at the park training raptors to come and inspect security. At that moment, Owen is working with a pack of raptors and has succeeded in controlling them. But an accident happens when a feeder is pulled into the enclosure by a raptor. Facing the danger, Owen opens the gate, rushes in to save the man, and orders the raptors to back off. After much effort, the employee is pulled out safely and Owen gets out just before the gate closes. Then Claire takes Owen to the Indominus Rex enclosure and explains that it is a hybrid created from T-Rex DNA, raised in isolation since birth. Owen warns that isolation could make it extremely dangerous and asks to inspect it immediately. But when they drop food into the enclosure, they don't see Indominus Rex anywhere. The thermal system detects no heat signature. Just then Owen notices huge claw marks on the wall, making everyone suspect the monster has climbed over the wall and escaped. Hearing that, Claire turns pale. She immediately returns to the control center and orders everyone to stay alert and track Indominus's locator. Meanwhile, Owen and some guards enter the enclosure to check the scratched wall. Suddenly, the control center reports that the tracking chip shows Indominus is still inside. Receiving an urgent warning to leave the area, Owen immediately turns and runs toward the gate. But at that moment, Indominus suddenly appears and attacks one of the guards. In the panic, another guard opens the gate to escape, giving Indominus the chance to smash through and get out. In the dangerous moment, Owen slides under a truck and hides. Indominus quickly kills another guard. To mask his scent, Owen cuts a fuel line, letting gasoline spill out, which makes Indominus lose his trail and leave. The incident throws the control center into panic when they realize Indominus is heading toward the visitor area, where about 20,000 people are gathered. Claire wants to trigger the alarm, but the park owner stops her, afraid the park will have to close. He still believes the security team can handle the situation. A squad of soldiers quickly moves to the location shown by the tracker, but they only find that the chip has been torn out of Indominus's body. At that moment, they notice drops of blood falling from above. Indominus has used its camouflage ability, taken from chameleon genes, to blend into the surroundings. The monster immediately attacks, crushes the squad leader and kills all the soldiers one by one in a short time. Hearing the news, Owen warns Claire that Indominus is an extremely dangerous creature that will kill every living thing if not stopped, so they have to use lethal weapons to destroy it. Claire doesn't want the park to turn into a war zone, so at first she ignores Owen's advice, which makes him angry enough to leave the control room. But for the safety of more than 20,000 visitors, Claire finally sounds the alarm across the entire park. At the same time, her two nephews are on a tour ride. When they receive the danger warning, the staff stop all the vehicles, but the boys' car continues deeper into the area where gentle herbivorous dinosaurs live. A warning appears on the car screen telling them to return to the hotel, but the older brother doesn't want to go back. Using the special access on his wristband, he takes control and drives further into the park. Now Claire suddenly remembers her nephews and calls them, but she can't get through. She checks the system and sees only one car has not returned, so she immediately sends a rescue team and asks Owen for help. Meanwhile, the two brothers reach the farthest area and find that the fence ahead has been destroyed. They continue into a forest where some herbivorous dinosaurs are wandering. At first, they think there are 4, but they quickly realize the 5th is actually Indominus Rex standing behind them. It roars, then kicks the car, throwing both boys hard. Right after, Indominus attacks one of the herbivores, starting a fierce battle. Even though its thick skin makes the first bite ineffective, Indominus quickly uses its claws to flip its opponent over and finishes it. Witnessing the horror, the two brothers panic. A phone ringing suddenly makes Indominus turn its attention back to the car. It uses its claws to hold the car down and repeatedly slams it against the ground to break the glass. Just before the glass shatters, the older brother unbuckles his seatbelt and pulls his younger brother out. However, Indominus quickly notices and chases them. A small waterfall appears ahead, but Indominus opens its giant mouth as it gets closer. Just then the brothers jump down the waterfall and luckily escape its claws. At the same time, Claire has also reached the forest, but after a moment she realizes everything here has completely changed. The bodies of dinosaurs killed by Indominus are scattered everywhere. Seeing this, Owen becomes even more certain that Indominus will not spare anything alive. Not long after, they find the tour car the boys were in. When Claire sees the wrecked car and the phone lying on the ground, she thinks her nephews have been eaten by Indominus and breaks down. But Owen finds footprints on the ground leading toward the waterfall. When they get there, he guesses the children are still alive and probably escaped through this way. Hearing that, Claire feels somewhat relieved, but at that moment the control center receives another danger report. Because of the park alarm, more than 20,000 people are now gathered at the resort area and Indominus is heading there fast to find more prey. This signals a brutal disaster about to happen. In desperation, the park owner finally decides to use heavy weapons. But because of a shortage of personnel, he personally flies a helicopter carrying heavy weapons to hunt Indominus. When his team finds Indominus, they open fire without hesitation. Indominus wrecks, hit hard, runs straight into the area of the flying dinosaurs. There the pterosaurs panic and fly everywhere, causing chaos across the island. Just then a soldier firing from the helicopter is pulled out by a pterosaur, and another one crashes into the windshield, killing another soldier. The helicopter slowly loses control and crashes to the ground, killing the billionaire. Right after, the giant flock of pterosaurs flies out. Seeing them heading their way, Owen and Claire quickly run into the forest. Elsewhere, the two brothers are using an abandoned car to escape the forest, but the younger brother notices the winged dinosaurs chasing right behind them. Sensing the danger, he urges his brother to drive faster. Finally, they reach the park's main gate and are spotted by the staff there. After getting a message from her nephew, Claire and Owen also get out of the forest, find a car and decide to meet at the resort. Now all the rides in the park are immediately shut down and visitors are forced to stay inside the resort. Then the public address system broadcasts an emergency warning ordering everyone to find shelter immediately. At first people don't understand what is happening, but when they see the sky filled with flying dinosaurs, they realize everything. In the panic, the crowd scatters everywhere. However, the pterosaurs are too fast. They soon dive down and attack people. At the same time, the two brothers reach the resort and run into Claire's assistant. But unfortunately, just as the assistant is about to take them away, a pterosaur grabs her and drops her into the water. However, the pterosaur doesn't know this is Mosasaurus's territory, and it still lands on the water to continue attacking the girl. Seeing that the two brothers are terrified, just as the pterosaur tries to take off, Mosasaurus suddenly rises from the water with its giant mouth wide open and swallows both the girl and the pterosaur. Horrified, the brothers frantically look for a place to hide. Just then the security team arrives and fires tranquilizer darts at the flock of pterosaurs, forcing them to retreat temporarily. This brings a moment of peace to the resort, but things are about to get worse. When a military officer appears, he takes full control and uses the opportunity to carry out his dark plan. In fact, he wants to use the raptor pack to hunt the dangerous dinosaur, to prove that raptors can become weapons for the military. When Owen finds out, he rushes over and angrily punches the officer. Because he has raised the raptor pack since they were young, and he doesn't want to throw them into a dangerous mission. But now the lives of 20,000 people in the park are at stake, so after some thought Owen reluctantly agrees to join the mission. They decide to play a game of hide and seek to catch Indominus Rex. The plan is for the raptors to use their keen sense of smell to find Indominus, while the military follows closely behind and attacks with heavy weapons at the right time. Meanwhile, afraid her two nephews will run off again, Claire puts them in a safe, controlled vehicle, while she sits in front to monitor the entire operation. When preparations are done, Owen takes a piece of Indominus's flesh for the raptors to sniff. As soon as the raptors are ready, Owen opens the iron gate and releases them. Following the raptors, the soldiers equipped with heavy weapons also start moving deep into the forest. The whole team moves quickly through the dense jungle, staying close to the raptors, and finally in a remote area the raptors suddenly stop. All the soldiers immediately raise their weapons, but they never expect what happens next. In the tense atmosphere, a huge creature slowly steps out of the jungle, and in an instant Indominus Rex appears right in front of everyone. Owen's plan is for the trained raptors to attack the monster. But amazingly, both sides just stand staring at each other as if some strange communication is happening. Instead of attacking, the raptors betray the humans and alert Indominus to their presence. Seeing that, Owen realizes something is wrong. It suddenly dawns on him that Indominus might have raptor DNA in its body, which is why it can somehow communicate with them. In the control room, the officer panics as he watches this. He immediately orders all soldiers to open fire. From this moment, the situation completely spirals out of control, because the plan meant to destroy Indominus now turns the raptors against the humans. However, when the dinosaurs run into the forest, the soldiers chase after them. Within minutes, nearly the entire force is wiped out by the raptors' attack, horrifying Claire. Just then a soldier who escaped the raptors runs toward them, but as he is about to get in the vehicle, a raptor attacks him from behind. Watching that the two brothers in the car are terrified. Seeing the bad situation, Claire immediately starts the car and speeds away. But at that moment another raptor suddenly charges at them from a different direction. The car door is open so the raptor could jump in at any time. In a panic, the brothers grab nearby canisters and throw them out of the car to block the monster. But the raptor easily dodges and keeps chasing. Looking in the rearview mirror and seeing the raptor getting closer, Claire suddenly swerves and rams the car into the raptor, knocking it down. But at the same time, from another direction, another raptor lunges right at the brothers. They panic and use a taser to attack it. Just then Owen arrives, and they all quickly move to the control room. There, when the officer sees the mission has failed miserably, instead of being angry, he looks pleased and walks to the laboratory. But when Owen and his group reach the laboratory, they are shocked to find that all the staff there have already escaped by helicopter. In the doctor's private office, they discover the truth behind Indominus's genes. In fact, the monster was created from the genes of dozens of different creatures. When the truth is exposed, the officer appears and calmly admits that it was all part of his plan, and that he is the one who caused the creation of this dangerous monster. But before he can finish speaking, the raptor pack arrives and the next second a raptor charges straight at him. In fear, the officer tries to use the same method Owen once used to command them. However, the raptor does not hesitate to bite and tear him apart. Seeing that, Claire and the two children quickly run out of the laboratory. But suddenly the other three raptors come and block their way, surrounding them. Among them, the raptor with blue stripes on its body named Blue is the leader of the pack. Owen looks into its eyes and understands that it is not an enemy, so he gently removes the control device from its head. Just then Indominus with heavy footsteps appears and slowly walks toward them. But what happens next is beyond everyone's expectations. Indominus tries to order the raptor pack to attack the humans, but Blue suddenly looks back at Owen as if remembering something, and instead of attacking it signals Owen to run away. Then it turns to Indominus and roars angrily. That action makes Indominus even more furious. It swings its massive tail and knocks Blue several meters away. Seeing their leader attacked, the two remaining raptors immediately turn against Indominus and attack fiercely. However, Indominus Rex's terrifying strength and enormous size make their attacks useless and both raptors quickly die. In that life or death moment, an idea suddenly flashes through Claire's mind. She contacts a colleague in the control room and asks them to open the gate of Paddock 9, because to destroy that monstrous dinosaur they need an even stronger dinosaur. When the gate opens, the first Tyrannosaurus Rex created 20 years ago steps out. Claire cleverly lures the T-Rex toward Indominus Rex, sparking a horrific battle between the two beasts. When the T-Rex faces the hybrid monster directly, it reminds Indominus Rex who is the real boss here. But during the fight, the difference in strength in Indominus Rex's sharp claws gradually put the aging T-Rex at a disadvantage. At that most dangerous moment, Blue returns and throws itself into the fight without hesitation. Its agility immediately distracts Indominus Rex, giving the T-Rex a chance to counterattack. The T-Rex gets back up and together with Blue lands deadly blows on Indominus Rex. Finally, with both of them working together, the T-Rex finds the right moment and uses all its strength to throw Indominus Rex far away. But the impact of that horrifying collision draws the attention of the true predator of the ocean. Then the giant Mosasaurus suddenly lunges out of the water. With lightning speed, it clamps its sharp jaws around Indominus Rex's neck and drags the monster down into the deep sea. And so Indominus Rex says goodbye forever. The film ends.